Sitaram, everybody. Let's all stand as we begin this evening with Arti. Put your hands together. Relax, ready. Hari Om Sajam Chavarti Sanyuktam Grahina Yojitam Mayam Deepam Grahana Devesham Trailokyati Milapaham Jai Jai Bhagavat Bhagavan Ki Hai Aarati पापियों को पाप से है तारती जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही श्री राम जग की आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटा हरि हे शांति गीत पावन पुनीत श्राप को मिटाने वाला है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी ये मधुसूदन की आरती जय जय भागवत भगवान की है पापियों को जय ये मधुर बोल जग पंड खोल सन मार्ग दिखाने वाला श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही प्रभु की महिमा के आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती पापियों को पाप से है तारती गोविंद भोलो हरि गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो राधा रमन हरि गोविंद बोलो राधा रमन Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, Jainath Narayana Vas, Jainath Narayana Vasudeva, Govinda Bolo, Hari Gopala Bolo, Govinda Bolo, Hari Gopala Bolo, Govinda Bolo, Hari Gopala Bolo. Everybody, let's pray together. Put your hands together. Om Gajananam Bhutaganadisevitam Kapeta Jambu Umasutam Sho Namami Veganeshwara Sarvamangalamangalye Sharanye Narayani Guru Brahma Guru Devo Guru Sakshat Tasmai Shri Om Namah Shivaya. Together. Om Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Om Namo Om Namo Vasudev Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Devotees, please have your seat. If you came in after, Sitaram, welcome to our Bhagwat here at the Shri Krishna Seva Ashram. This is episode, how much? 15. This is our 15th session. We're nearly finished. I'll read this in the morning. Where we are in Book 3 of the 12 books of Bhagwat, chapter 16. To recap, for anybody who did not see or hear or knows what Bhagwat is, Sukdev Goswami's father is Ved Vyas. He is the person who pens this entire text. Sukdev Goswami is the person who narrates this writing to the grandson of Arjun, who is on the cover of the Bhagavad Gita, the Pandav. He made a mistake, he insulted somebody, and the person put a shrap on him. Long story short, that in 7 days' time, you are going to die by a snake bite. And the two of them now sat down, just like us, doing prayers for 7 days, condensing the puja. They are in Bhagavad Mahatyam. It says if a person cannot do the 3 times a day method for 7 days, a lot of work, a person could do Bhagavad for 30 days each evening. Different method to get the same amount of punya. But because the 7 days is the death sentence, they condense all the prayer in one. And just like that, we emulate that method from then to now. And this is why the puja and the reading are happening together. The only thing that could save this king is when a person says devotion or bhakti, there are different forms. This is given in different discourses. One popular one, when Sri Ram sits to talk to Shabri Mata, they talk about the different forms of devotion. That a person, sometimes people think the only way I could do devotion is like the day I offer the dar, make the physical offering. And Sri Ram says no. If a person listens to pray, if a person, let me say you go home from tonight and your grandfather asks you, where you learn, what did you talk about? And you recall what you learned, smaranam. If a person, darshanam, they watch the prayer, there are different ways a person could get the blessing and by and large burn away the karma that is causing the pain in our life. In a different chapter, Guruji is telling Parikshit, this life, a person thinks that they will get happy when they get a car. They will get happiness when they get married. And when they get married, before they married, in the wedding, they will have stress. When this person come in your life, a different set of misery. When the child come, I will be happy. Baba, when the child come, crying, pampers, bills, etc., more misery before the happiness really get you. One day you're happy, back to misery. When the children grow up and they're married and all the horrors and worries done, I'm going to be happy. More misery, I can't see them now. When I get grandchildren, I'm going to be happy. When the grandchildren cannot come or they disrespect you depending on your karma, more sadness. He says it is as if a person is living in an illusion that you will always be happy tomorrow. Next week, when I resign, I'll be happy, etc. You are always tricking yourself like how we just trick children to eat food. The medicine coming, the airplane coming, open your mouth, open your mouth. Giving yourself things as simple as motivation to get up, to face the traffic, to go to work again one more day. Today when you go, you're going to have happiness. But the truth is, in the course of that, in that example, on the route to work, somebody going to piss you off at home, the traffic is going to take the last ounce of sense or semblance of happiness you have. When you reach to work, the co-worker, one set of stress, the boss, different set of stress, come back home, the primary school teacher, wicked, they just be giving the children the homework to catch the parent. More stress. When you really look at what you're faced with, it's hard. And if you're careful, the person might give up. He tells Parikshit a strong person could survive. A weak person will surrender and just throw up their hand, throw away the marriage, throw away children, abscond the job, just give up. It's too much for me. It takes a different person with a different stature to be able to face all these things. How do you get it? When you have bhakti, it is the only thing that is feeding you. When you touch the murti, for example, we were talking about why you do certain things in prayer. If a person asks you, well, I'm not a Hindu, I see when you're doing your worship, you touch a lot. And the answer is, I'm bowing to the divine to just get some of that electrical energy so that I could recharge my battery, because tomorrow the stress, the misery is coming and everybody takes. The children they take, the spouse they take, the job they take, to remember to put air in the tire, put gas in the car. God, the dog had to get water. The wall had to paint, the grass had to cut, and so you're going, everything is taken from you, but nothing really is given you back. And if you are not careful, your battery will run dry. People do have mental breakdown. People do go through mental disruption because of the stress in your life. This Bhagwat is telling a stressed out person. He gets so angry with himself because of what he did. He takes the crown from his head and he pelts it at his son. I don't want this kingdom. I don't want... You're telling me don't give up. Sit down here and be the politician and take the last 7 days of my life and give it to people. Take care of the people. Run the treasury. Manage the ministers. Take my life. I do that my whole life. Take my life and give it to people even now. Don't think about yourself, but what these people doing for me. Is anybody helping me with my problem? Is anybody giving me back any sense or any type of peace when the day come? No. He said, let my son pick up that work. I give up. When people say vairagya, sometimes you have to put down these things that control your time. We've been talking about today, if you look at this picture with Hanuman Baba, the first form, the first manifestation of Lord Vishnu is that form called Varaha. We heard about the origination of the Kush grass and what that form did. Now we enter into a portion where the fight is really going to happen and the backstory behind who comes as a bad child. Our topic in our chapter before, he's born as a twin. Now part of Bhagavad discourse with dealing with the fellas that going to fight that form. Sometimes we have different tutka things happening with childbirth. I'm only staying with childbirth because it talked about twin. Part of our knowledge, imagine somebody comes to a lady and because of her patra, she was not supposed to have, using the example of a boy child. But prayers give she the child. In our West Indian tradition, it is rooted in the eastern side of India. You sell the child. Between lady to lady, I am not supposed to have this child, this healthy child, this good child. My karma is good, my history is good, karmically. But you have a blessing to make many children, healthy children, no birth defect. Rather than let my karma interfere with this child, I would like to sell this child to you if it's 10 cents, 5 cents, whatever it is, symbolically. Exchange child for money and then eventually you take back your child. Where do these things come from? Just for your knowledge, in the Garbha Upanishad, it talks about starting with the formation of what we were talking about, the formation of the baby in the belly. Before you could do ultrasound in Western world, the Hindu had a name for the outside of the cell. When it is talking about the two cells are separating, Sharira is one part and the Sauk is the name of the second part, as the two separate like this. In the Upanishad it says that the birth defect, listen good, eh? You have to understand this. People celebrate, oh, we're getting a twin. But this twin thing is dangerous. So much so that in the Upasnan that Pandits use, the prayers, there's a whole section. When a child is born on certain days, you know, we talked about what is bad time. Time that causes certain problems. If a person has twin of the same gender, it explains in this section how the shukra or the cell that is supposed to be one part bursts into two. If that happens in that way from the one embryo, you will get two separate human beings inside the mother. The problem with this, it is as if two souls are coming, but the two souls are tied to each other. One, it is said, is equivalent to the horse's head. One is always dominant, and the other one is less dominant, less aggressive. The two of them, depending on the persons, you see a stronger bond, sometimes you see enemy between the two. The Shanti part entails things like Vishnu Suktam, Surya adoration, different forms of Devi have to be worshipped. Because of their shared karma, what makes a twin? Two souls that owe each other bad. This is what is called Yamal birth or unfavorable birth. What happens? Depending on the day they are born, one will become very lazy, lethargic, and will end up with a lot of financial or physical losses. In Yamal birth, the other one is always be more healthy. One is be tending, or in a way, if you want to say, more prone to allergy reaction, mental problem is also possible. The other form of Yamal birth is if you have a triplet. If you have a triplet, the three souls, one is strong favored to die, and the other two will end up not understanding each other, and they will have a lot of conflict. When these two that remain, if one dies of the three, they will tell you they are feeling the presence of the third person. According to our text, when twin or triplet have to get married, just like how when, depending on the nature of the girl getting married, the father just cannot see certain part. You just have to tell the father, turn away, don't look at this part. It is her part where if the girl, as we said earlier, if the girl born with Mars, because Mars was like a stepchild of Lord Shiva, and he didn't have a good relationship with him because he was crying, and he says, I don't want that son. You see that red sun, I'm crying, and the first teardrop fell on the earth. He tell Mother Earth, you keep him. This is why Mother Earth, the planet, is here and Mars is next to her. And anybody who born with Mars in a bad placement of their birth chart, the father lifespan is very short. When a girl, long time they say the girl have a heavy foot, she bringing bad into the home, the daughter-in-law then to be or whatsoever, when they check the patra, this is what they're talking about. In today's world, they call it mangalik or mangal dosh. In this case, to prevent widowhood, widowerhood, when triplet go to marry, there are different prayers where they pass the child over the fire, if it is when they are young and you're doing it, or when they are doing the prayer. If you ever see somebody having to bathe with cow urine or different mantras while this urine is being offered, the Gaumutra, for the protection of the parent, protection of the infant, for safety in the birthing, in the bringing into the world. In the mantras that are chanted, which this same father, this person in our text tonight, he created the mantras that is praying for the physical womb, the entrance, the body of the mother, to allow her to go into the delivery room and come out safe. Further, when twins or triplets are born, you see a lot of differences in terms of their ability to digest food. They sometimes could be very funny in terms of simple as taking tablet or taking medicine. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't work. And all of this is simply brought about bonds or owing each other karmically from previous birth. Principle of Indravan Bihari Lala Ki Jai. Because these two were linked in our discourse, Hiranyakashipu are born as twin. Parikshit is asking, coming back to our Bhagavad, Parikshit is asking, Parikshit is asking, what was the link? What caused them to be twin? Why? Why is it they had to come together and they couldn't be born separate? Even Krishna and Balaram are not born as twin. Ram and Lakshman are not born as twin. Why did these two have to be born as twin? Guruji says you have to understand how much they owed, karma-wise, they owed one another. And it resonates with the thing we talked about. Whenever somebody do something for you, somebody give you something, somebody teach you something, this is why we put a lot of effort. Listen, I can't take it from you for free. I don't want to owe you. I don't want to do anything that owes a person. The problem with the twin, imagine if I am happy and that fella unhappy, it will affect my mood. If that person born and live, my lifespan would be affected. Imagine you are living your life and somebody else is in charge of the quality of your life or the lifespan itself. So you could do what you want, and twins, and I mean that person could describe it better in terms of feeling or understanding, watching each other and thinking, and that person understand what I think in that kind of bond. The day you cannot see that person, it is a different type of pain. Guruji, please tell me what else went on in the backstory in order to understand why these two people had to be the way they are. Shiva Om Shakti Om Hari Om Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah Itau tau varshakyati Jai brija evascha yatam Karakrithamam yadabram kranti Matikraman karamam yaham Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. At this point, what had happened? The little sons, small physical 5-year-old sons of Brahma, tried to go into the inner reaches, the inner recesses of Vaikuntha. Apparently, it is described as a corridor, and along the corridor, there are different doorways. So where we left off, Yamraj does not have the quality or the karma to go forward. So they see these little fellas are walking and all the devatas stay here. The Yamdut have to stay in the second door. Yamraj reached to the third and he's sweating because he wants to push forward, but he does not have the blessing to go further to see the form of Lord Vishnu lying on Sheshnag. They reached, the four brothers, Sanak, Sanandan, Sanatan and Sanakumar, reached the sixth gate where there are two people, Jai and Vijay. Knowing that nobody don't normally reach here, looking at them and thinking they are just children. What are you doing here? Go back. And in that moment, with the disrespectful tone, the first brother says, I am going to give you a shrap because of how disrespectful you spoke to me. If somebody comes in your place and you disrespect them like that, not knowing who they are, you could land yourself in hurting the person or embarrassing the person, and that will brood problems for you. After they curse them and says, listen, you will go, because they chastised the little boys 3 times, you will go upon the earth and be born as demons 3 times. When they did it, the 4 boys continued to go in, leaving them crying. Lord Vishnu was told about the little commotion, and he meets them. The brothers said, dear Lord, you have to protect us. When people attack prayerful people, that could never be correct. In this instance, we were innocent, and we came here to look for you. All the devatas were coming, and we wanted to see your glorious form as well. Lord Vishnu says, whenever prayerful people are insulted, harmed, or hindered, just as how the person might have beautiful skin one day, but a blemish or disease such as leprosy or some boil could damage or scar the skin, in the same way, a simple insult or a simple mistake could upset the peace of that home. He says, little ones, sons of Brahma, I am well aware, verse 8, that when a person invites the Brahman to their home, when you feed, people tend to think, I am offering God prasad, payasam, the sweet rice on the bedi. But if the person doesn't understand why it is make a fuss pundit, if it's an apple, if it's a grapes, please come and eat something when the prayer done. When the pundit eat at your home, it is also a way of pleasing me. When the person shows that hospitality to this guest that is rich in knowledge, rich in the punyam from constantly doing havan with the Gayatri, and that person comes into your home and they offer this individual little hospitality based on what they can afford. Beside myself, Vishnu being happy, Lakshmi comes to that home. Because of the dust of that person's foot being charged with the Gayatri mantra, if somebody asks you, how do you receive your Guru? When your Guru comes to your home, he cleans your home in 3 places. When you bring, there's a difference. Whenever I go by Sean, Uncle Steve, Sean will come by the gate. I'm explaining it so that you know what to do, whether means the pundit or not. And you wash the pundit hand just like what we just do by the baby in case I am coming from an unclean place. This is something else. This is saying in case you come from the hospital or you touch something unclean, before you step in to do the prayer, clean yourself. Gayatri is an easy mantra there. Then you bring the person, let me say like where Darius sitting on this chair, in the gallery or in the 4 area before we reach where the baby is. The person usually would take normal water and wash the Baba foot. And the reason for that, Slok 9, because the person does a lot of Gayatri jap, and then you take the energy of the Havan and pass it over your body. When the washing of that dust is sprinkled before the pundit leave from here, it's by the Bediya, and he sprinkled the water throughout the house. Unrighteousness, unrighteous people, unrested souls like let me say suicide case, and somebody die in the family, and the proper rites are not done. Those things are removed from in the environment where this puja is about to happen. Then the pundit goes by the bedi. Young ones, when he starts to sprinkle using the kush grass, Apavitra, and he starts to say his prayers to clean the place. Why is he sprinkling the water? And the people just mop the house and they wipe down the place. The logic has nothing to do with physical cleansing. It is spiritual cleansing, where in case there's a zombie for children to understand, take the water charged by Lord Vishnu prayer, touch it, you want it, you comfort, take it and go. When they leave, the place becomes light, now fit for prayer. And the third place, this Brahman is able to help these people. When he sits, if he eat a grapes, if he eat a piece of roti, whatever is the case, or whatever you could afford, when you finish, wash your hands. Long time they would have said the person jota your house. After washing your hand, you will see the Baba sprinkle a little water from the finger like this. Saying the mantra, it means that when that is done for that hospitality, Lakshmi Mata, please come into this home. This is why this is done, and he's telling them, I am very aware that this is the role you play in people, we just say God, children, home and life. If the person understands how useful this information could be, they will do it properly. But in the age of Kali Yuga, verse 12, in the age of Kali Yuga, people will cut short their own prayer. Nobody will pull shortcut on you. But you can say, we are bound to do that part, simple language. We are doing this, we are doing that, we go do that, we go do this. Time, what's the time? The prayers have to finish. Problem with that approach is when the prayers cut short and the prayers done, you're going to get 100% what you went for. If the prayers is ineffective, imagine we do the prayers, we offer everything except the parsa. Then you could understand halfway prayers, man. You could have do that different. In this way, when the person has their desires and they have undergone maybe some experience, some punishment, some difficulty, some sickness, and they are now in a place where mentally, physically, with fasting, they have prepared themselves. If they utilize the pundit, The reason why it is Arti the Pandit, he has the mantra, he is the Brahma in the prayer. On the Bedi, you go see the Lingam representing Lord Shiva. The Shaligram is Lord Vishnu. Brahma has to come in the prayer, but he comes in the form of the Guru or the person reciting the mantra. Whilst he is reciting his prayer, the person honors this individual to get that blessing. Prem Sabala Umapati Mahadeva Ki Jai. After talking good with them, he says, don't worry, I will deal with my workers, your words will happen. And he allowed them to leave. Then he called Jai and Vijay, and the two of them dropped their whole body lying flat on their belly and started to plead their case that, dear Lord, we were only protecting you. There is no bias, there is no prejudice, there is none of that. We did not know who they were, and innocently we asked them, why are they here? Prabhu, now we are cursed, but you are our God as well. You support them, but a person could overreact, a person can damn a person, not because they are praying. It means immediately they are right. If a person makes a hasty statement because of their position or because of their relationship, does it mean you as God will make it effective? This one, we had to talk a little bit. You ever get in trouble with your mother? That used to happen to me quite regular. When she's ready for you and she started to tell you, see you, your mother so and so and so and so and so and so. Think what's it? You have to go, you have to be happy. You want to do your own way? Right, go ahead, because here what happened to you. When the person put them out on you, because we all end up in situations like that. Baba, my mother tell me that and I'm frightened, afraid, I'm worried. Will that happen? Let me just flip that situation a little more. My mother have Alzheimer's, or she in Pampers or something like that. It's different. Older now. And I quarrel with she because she leave the front door open, she lighten the stove and she go in, and I had to raise my voice. And it bothered me because I'm my mother, and they say if you rough up your mother, you could get shot. First thing me telling you, rough up your mother. I'm saying sometimes if somebody take off a loaded Pampers and put it on your stove while you're sleeping 3 o'clock in the morning and light it up, are they cooking food for you? That is why I like the stove. And the person is being affected in a different way. And you raise them out, you cannot do that. Take the correct tablet. Not because the person is in an authority, people will get damned. When Ravan was the bigger brother, when Ravan was the one with more punyam for doing prayers, based on what we talk about, Ravan didn't block Vibhishan's way. He put word on him, he beat him, he kicked him on the chest, he ill-treat him, but he didn't block him. For the same reason, Lord Vishnu tells the two of them, and this is why I wanted to read this part. For those of you that have heard this discourse, sometimes we rush across this piece, and it have benefit for everybody. Brahma intervene and he says it have right and it have wrong. That makes a difference too. The purpose behind the activity. And if God is the judge, when we were talking about, earlier we were talking about Hindu view on homosexuality and heterosexuality. And in this section it said that the judge in chapter 9 of Gita, the judging is left to God. If God be the judge, then God has to be a fair judge. And all parameters have to be considered. But when it comes to what your mouth says, there is truth that you will bear the brunt. You will be punished, but the punishment is not going to be forever. It have situations such as self-harm, suicide, or where you murder somebody, damn somebody, hurt somebody in a different way, poison them, for example. You could be for untold amount of time in punishment. But when a person has to go through problems, it is how when we were saying when the person disrespects the parent, if you constantly do it and you're not changing, which is a different situation, which if it is just because I manage and I want to, say something, in your next life, people who have, because of that pride and ego, shut up and leave me alone, I know what I do, kind of thinking. The brain, God make you, but the brain stops working properly. The person has epilepsy. As you're going, and short circuit like that. The question comes, how come that person has epilepsy? And God make them? But the make you make with your model is made based on your karma. If you did not do that, you will not have it. But if the person goes further now and wants to beat them, he'll speak. The guru, bad talk, your godfather. When you hear people have split personality, personality disorder, where they start to see the self in the, like let me see how you could watch somebody in the mirror and you think outer body experience and different type of meltdown. In your next life, you will have mental complexes. Some people can diagnose, some people can't, and they do not know how to deal with you. You cannot have a normal relationship. You cannot have children. The medicine you are taking will make you sterile. So your life is like you're living, but you're living a damn life. He says you are going, because this happened, because your mouth did say what you said to those people. You have to account for it. There's no running from it. But I as Vishnu, I as your God, will come myself to relieve you of that pain. When a person makes a mistake, if they are not careful to get that sin off their back, they will have to bear that karma. And this is where, again, I'm saying it, your bhakti or your devotion is the thing to get it off your back. In the first Monday, the second day, we talked about if a person commits abortion. I am saying it, if you're vexed with me. If you make a mistake like that, if the doctor said in the tube of the uterus, the egg forms halfway where it's not supposed to be, in a bad business, lady, husband, we had to cancel this pregnancy, otherwise she will die. There's no discussion. But I still have to account for that. The child came to me, and because of what I am ingesting, it is going. So in a case like that, when the person is doing Bhagwat and they get to do Gayatri in the prayer, it is one way of atoning for the sin. So when the person gets the chance, when you have miscarriage, and you're wondering why God make me so, sit down and do Gayatri. Do the Gayatri. That is why we do those things. Is there a way for these fellas to get away from the sin? Yes. Is there a way for the child who loud up the mother? Yes. This is why we do the prayers that we do. You see, when Sunday morning come and people toting the buck on the head, what you consider? They are doing things because they want to get the sin, the bad days off the back. This is why we just do it. And I'm inviting all of you to come and join when we're doing the Gita part. Vrindavan Bihari Lala ki Jai. He says, don't worry, I will come myself. Smiles with them. He says, you don't know. Sometimes, verse 33, sometimes the things that is burning in your life could turn out to be a big benefit. Only I know the true nature of what is going to happen, because I, Vishnu, before I took a form looking like the horse head, the lion head, etc., long before Ram Krishna, I became, the first form was time. And I guide my creation in that form. I know the future, I know the past. And I am smiling because you are fretting, you're worrying, you're crying, but you don't know that this pain today experiencing will cause you to smile tomorrow. In this way, as we go into chapter 17, back on earth, as time passed, it so happened that these two, Vijay and Jai, had to come down now as the twin that is growing inside of this lady called Diti. Because of all where we talk about the conception in bad time and so on, she did not want the children to born. She's praying constantly, stay inside of me, stay inside of me, wait, freed. And when the lady realized that there was a lot of fire burning in the land, different type of rough breeze, trees were collapsing, different type of lightning, a funny amount of rain, she started to get pain, and different shocking pain she never experienced. In this 8th verse, it says that what sin does a woman do? What mistake? If you're saying good people open their mouth and just ask somebody, where you come here for? And that caused me to born as a demonic person inside the mother. What pain, what sin, what mistake a woman makes to go through the labor process time and time again, where from being herself, she's cast into a period of turbulence like the ocean, not knowing what she could smell, not knowing what she could eat, how to lie down, how to sleep. She bones is in pain, she muscles is in pain, and every day walking becomes a task. Everything is hurting, and then when it is time now for the children, if the doctor tell you due month and the moon could interfere with you, the gynecologist will tell you, if full moon is mid-month, full moon is tomorrow, go hospital, you go see baby coming. What kind of sin that everything except for me, the hair on my head, the time Lord Vishnu gonna make it gray when he ready. I have no control over it. It's my body. I just choose if I want to shave or not. It's my body. But how come I can't tell it to stop getting gray? The mango tree can't tell the mango stop getting ripe. He is around it and he is caressing it, he said in that kata, guiding it how to evolve. In the same way, the lady is there, is my body, but the moon interfering with me, time interfering with me, my hormone interfering with me. What am I in charge of? And still, you're going to say, it's my body, my this, my that. In the night when the child is coming and the belly is squeezing, different type of excruciating pain. Her body is ripping and tearing, and all she could hear is owls calling in the night. Different type of animal where you never hear is calling out to her, and she is paying attention. What type of sign is this? When all this was happening, the people in the house, the matron, the people who would bring the midwife to help deliver the baby, there's no hospital in these cases. They who are accustomed with seeing children born, asking each other, what type of sign, what type of behavior is this, what type of child is coming here? It is as if the devil, it is as if doomsday is coming. What type of children? And when the two came into the world, the big one, the first one, Hiranyakashipu, he comes first, and when he's coming, he's born. Forgive me with this thing in my mouth. I'll ever see a newborn baby born with teeth. Remember the gum where it is see, the teeth is right there. It is there. It's just somewhere there, and the teeth is be close to the skin. So imagine a pull, you know, like how they say the veil over the eye, a little mucus now covering the teeth, the skin a little thinner. When the person born with that sign, it is said that that means that this person will cause death, physical death. People will die in the family. The lady held on to Hiranyakashipu and she shows the other ladies, watch the mouth. See what happening here. Hiranyakashipu grows and he is the dominant brother. He is taller, he is broader, he will be faster, he is more aggressive. But out of love, he is very attached to Hiranyaksha, the younger brother. But the two of them, because of the prayers of the Father, have an uncanny ability to pray to Lord Shiva. So in their prayers, they develop and they're becoming more and more strong. They are praying and they want power. Make me strong. Like when we were chanting the Kavach, asking God, sit on the chest plate, sit on the left side, the right side. Let me say the police officer, they do it. The gun, when you say a pundit blessing a gun for an officer or an army person, they are calling on the Kavach of that same five-headed form. Do not let me have to use this, but when I call on it, it is being called to kill. Do not stop until you get blood. The prayers for that can be the prayers you go see when you offer in Parasat. Our Dharma does see people like Parikshit knows the prayer to call on the weapon. When they go to war, they must win. Likewise, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaks excel in these types of art, learning the mantra, how to say it, how to put the foot, how to do the hand, and call and ask to get spiritual power to do evil things. They are corrupted. They did born in bad time. They were conceived in bad time. So much so now as they grow and they amass all this thing, they are reckless with the power. A policeman could have his gun. It doesn't mean I'm going to pull the weapon. But let me say a young cavalier want to show you I have a gun. And they're flinging the gun and they're showing you the gun. This is how Hiranyaks is. This make me man. This weapon make me man. So in other words, I'm showing you. He says, let me go and test the weapon. We get a weapon. Let me go and test it out. Let me experiment. Takes his brother, jumps into the ocean and goes to Varun. You have a huge family, and if you don't fight with us, we will kill all your children. You have girl children, and we will mercilessly slaughter them. Fight us now. Varun Dev, knowing who they were and how potent they are, uses his gyan, controls his rage, his reaction that you're talking about my girl children. I'm not going to react. They are right there where they were talking. He says, the only person that could fight you, I am not strong enough. The only person that could fight you is Lord Vishnu. Go pick a fight with somebody who is more on your level. Me, I am not worthy of you. Me and you, if it were we would be ready to react, you know. Maybe you would have tried to grab a cutlass, say something at a minimum. If it come by me, the cutlass dull like a butter knife, you'd have get yourself in trouble. In this way now, the brothers huff and puff and they go to Lord Vishnu. And they start to attack him. And he takes back the form like the boar, the Varaha form. This is the fight that when they go and they fight one another, Hiranyaks takes to this. He tells the older brother, let me fight him. He is just Vishnu. You do not need to enter into the fight. And Lord Vishnu is fighting him and using different type of weapons. And in this Varaha form, a powerful prayer is chanted that if till today people use, because I am asking you this before I read this part, check yourself. We talked about the gyan or the knowledge of your dharma. You're the Hindu. When I go to that Varaha form and do prayers, what does do that prayers for? What is the benefit that could come to me if I pray to him? That is Lord Vishnu, that Krishna, that the same person. So we know if somebody take it out of their mind, like what we hear the fella do Lord Krishna the other night with black magic, the lion head form nursing, when he interfered with, when the person tried to kill Prahalad, when the father is becoming the enemy and trying to kill, when the mother trying to kill their own child, in that example, even there I will come to protect you. You interfere with the innocent and I'll rip you up. So when people do black magic, obia, etc., I will light something on your head. They're throwing chicken guts by a gate, all kind of craziness. The Hindus go to that form for protection. When a person, for example, has legal matters, people are threatening you. You cannot sleep in the night. because of the untoward aggression from this person. In the same way, the person turns to this form of Lord Vishnu to rid them of that scourge. Daityasya yagyavya manya grihanti tava manur mahatyam idam karishya varaha atmajam dvijase chaturbhujam swaranmal idam Atmakam Shaunik idam Madhyam idam Sri Hiranyaksh idam Vishnu Mamanam Yaham Bali Balaksha Daidya Bhagwat Sahasrani Sri Janardana Narayanam idam Suktam Prapti idam Namo Namam Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. Whenever there is antagonist, whenever there is fear, when the person is under duress and you are helpless, you are not the wrong, this the limit with this. You cannot go tit for tat. Do your wrong, but now going to pray to mash up that person. This prayer does not incite violence. It is used like many prayers in a defense mechanism only. If the person thinks, okay, I'm going to ask Lord Shiva to mash up them people, it doesn't work like that. Dear God, we just always say, protect me from that type of enemy. When it was time now for Lord Vishnu to deal with him, the Devatas said, listen, this is going on a little too long. And the same thing we talk about in our last satsang, Abhijit, the 12 o'clock hour. It was coming, Indra asked him, please finish playing with your friend. I know who he is. You are enjoying this moment with him. He's fighting aggressive and you are gently pushing him aside. Finish him at this 12 o'clock hour. For this reason, if you look at many Vishnu Puja, they will do it 12 midday or 12 midnight. Lord Vishnu releases the Sudarshan Chakra and very quickly decapitates him. Who suffers is not Hiranyak's. Death was immediate. The brother starts to bawl. Hiranyakashipu feels as if half his soul just ripped out his body. And it was a way between the two fellas, Jai and Vijay. One spoke to the boys. One opened his mouth. He do the talking. The other one just kind of stand up and stay quiet. And he didn't say anything. The one who doesn't say anything is the one who gets away easy. This is the difference. But the one who talk, he felt as if, the verse says, he felt as if somebody was pulling out his heart through his nostril. Pull, rip. No blood, no physical injury, but because of the separation of the soul and the nature of how they were born, this pain hit one, but you took two. The person, put your hand together. Let me pray a little bit as we're wrapping up this part. The person who recites this story of how the person who wears this mala, the Vaijanti mala, something indicative of Lord Vishnu, the person who causes another individual to come in that place where it is recited, that person, if they are bewildered, if they are downtrodden, if they are in some way tempted to become unrighteous because of the pain that people, circumstance are harming or hurting them, the innocent is protected. Parents use this prayer to protect their children from predators, from groomers, from any type of attack. When the Gajendra elephant is the most powerful, proud, highly placed person, the alligator that snaps his foot is sometimes people we trust. Different forms of enemy exist, and where you do not expect trouble, trouble will come. For this reason, O Dwij, Parikshit, the person that hears, the person that chants, the person that believes this story of the destruction of Hiranyaksha, when there are different miseries, when life seems as it is speeding and spinning out of control, because of sin and sinful acts that we, the victim, have created in our past life. We talked about what is Prarabdha karma. Even if the person murder, if I, the victim, the parent who child in trouble, for example, I in my past life committed murder of a praying person, raped woman, murdered or starved children, committed abortion, just by listening to the deeds of Lord Vishnu, attain forgiveness, sanctification, and when they have projects or surgeries or any type of healing, the energy that is indicative, that comes from this type of this particular discourse, or this type of discourse where Lord Vishnu is the main actor, it is done. He took the form to bring betterment, healing, help to the person who may not have an avenue or a method to do puja. By listening that form of Shravan on a day like today, the Chaturdasi day, gives the person the ability to walk away from that type of sin just by listening. Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. Let me pause here tonight, as we'll continue tomorrow from chapter 20 going on, where the next step tonight for the person, if I go into the vidhi, the pundits them would benefit. I agree. We could have that conversation, because we need to share the information how to do something called Gaumukh Pravesh, which is a Shanti cleansing ritual for when twins or triplets are born. Too often it is not done and people inherit trouble. When there's vexing between the girls or the boys, if it's boy or girl twin, in the case of the triplet, if you have premature death, it is not good. We could probably do it tomorrow morning. We'll touch on it a little bit. For those of you watching, you could have it, you could record it, and I'll post the passage like what I did for the Krishna Janam Katha. At this point, I have a couple of Babas with me, and on this Chaturdasi day, we want to get some blessings. So Pandit Sharma, let me ask you to come and give me a few words, a little mantra on this Vishnu day. Please say your prayers for all of us, and let we benefit from coming in all your company. Vindravan Bihari Lal ki Jai.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reverend Vyasji, other Reverend Pandits, and respected elders and children of the Rishis, Namaskar, Sitaram.
Sitaram.
Guruji, this evening I'm spellbound. I came here this evening to listen to Katha, but so much has been said, quite a lot of it I myself did not know. And so I feel honored to be in your company this evening, to sit and to listen to these wonderful teachings. You know, very often we go to Katha and we go satsangs and we listen to some of the stories, as it were, the Kathas. But what you get out of them is really not sufficient for us to improve our lives. And this evening, like the last evening I was here, so much is being said about how to live your life, practical ways to improve your own life and your situation that you find yourselves in. And not only for yourself, but with this knowledge, be able to help others. And as a practicing pundit myself, I feel empowered this evening. Thanks for the invitation for me to be here. I wish I could have been here more often to sit, but I'm sure we can get that through the technology.
True.
So Guruji, once again, thank you very much for the opportunity that you have created, not just for myself and for my family and members of my ashram who have come, but for so many people who have come night after night, 3 times a day, to share in this knowledge. This is a wonderful gesture on your part, and the first night I was here, you said what you're aiming at 7 times. So when you send the invitation next time, I'll try to clear the schedule and be here more often. Yes. So once again, Guruji, thank you for spreading the word and taking this approach to your discourse. I know I have listened to you on several other occasions, and this is a unique way that you have done this time around that I am witnessing, and it's very effective, I must say. So thank you very much, and I will be in your company again on Sunday morning.
Very good.
Let me chant this mantra of blessing as you asked me to.
Yes.
Om Anyatha charanam nasti tvameva charanam mama tasmai karanya bhavesha raksha raksha ganeshwaraha Harihi Om. Thank you very much.
Sit down, Baba. Thank you. Pandit Prem here. Baba. Ask Pandit Prem to say a few words. Pandit Prem is Pandit Vijay, the Pandit who had come, the 99-year-old Pandit who was singing for you from Maruga. This is the grandson. And family. Go ahead, Baba, say a little prayers, anything you want to.
Everyone, you could focus your mind on Lord Ram Bhagavan. Te danya tulasi das as Te danya tulasi das as Bihari je hari rangar re Bihari je hari rangar re Te danya tulasi das as Te danya tulasi das Ek and omkar te Sab jag beya prasar Kahi kabir sab nari Ram ki Avichal purush bhartar Kari chaho Raghupati gunagaha Lagumati mor charita avagaha Nija sandeha moha Brahma harani Karahu katabav Sarta tarani Girija sunahu Ram ke leela Surahit danush bimohan sila Ati vichetra Raghupati charit Janahi param sujan Je mati manda bimoha basa Hridayad rahi kachuan Mangala bhavaya mangalahari Dravahu sudasarata jaya bihari Mangala bhavaya mangalahari Dravahu sudasarata jaya bihari Jab jab Ram manujat anudarhi Bhakt hetu leela bahutarhi तव तव अवरिपुरी में जावो, बाल चरत बिलोक हरिषावो, लघु बायस बपुदरि हरि संगा, देखुम बाल चरत बहुरंगा, चरम द्वेह ध्वज के में पाई, सुरलभ लभ पुराण स्तुति गाई, केलहु तहु बान कल लीला, करहु सकल रघुनायक लीला, सौ जाने कल्पयल हलीला, कहहि महामुनि बदरम शीला। रामेवा परम ब्रह्मा, रामेवा परम तपः, रामेवा परम तद्वा, रामेवा ब्रह्म तारकम, सिया राम में सब जग जानी, करहु प्रणाम जोरी जुग पानी, सिया राम में सब जग जानी, करहु प्रणाम जोरी जुग पानी, सिया राम में सब जग जानी, करहु प्रणाम जोरी जुग पानी। बोले सियापति रामचंद्र की जय।
Thank you, Baba. I doesn't understand how them just memorize and remember them thing. He brother come, he sing a whole chapter of Gita with just watching the microphone, not to say he had a book in his hand. I can't remember the arty. Pandit, come say I will praise you for it. Yeah, put it on.
उमापति महादेव की जय। हाथ जोड़ विनती करो, प्रार्थना करता हूँ। As we all join together in prayer. हरि ओम। ध्यान मूलम गुरु मूर्ति, पूजा मूलम गुरु परम, मंत्र मूलम गुरु वाक्यम, मोक्ष मूलम गुरु कृपा। ओम वंदे देवा उमापतिं सुरगुरुं, वंदे जगत्कारणं, वंदे पन्दविभूषणं शिवगरुडा, वंदे पशुनापतिम्। ओम कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय, देवकी नंदनाय च, नंदः कुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं, देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। वृंदावन लाल की जय, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय।
Prem Subloma Pati Mahadeva ki jai. You see that part to show you how, before we conclude, to show you how we say things and we don't know what we're saying. I threatened these children whole week because of how it is do when you have to play drum, how you just sing, and all the feel all is this star boy and this star girl. We're going to do with jag and we are going to sing at all. So in their age, say granddaddy got to know about Sada Satsang, but in their age, all you know when you go to a satsang is a lot of noise. That is all they grow up with. They don't know what Sada Satsang mean. So in conversation, I say, all right, well, we tried. Suppose you went to prayers, and when the prayers finish, you're feeling quiet, when you're feeling calm. If the effect is when I go to God's house, I learn something. We talk on topic from the text. Not so much what Keshava think, but what God say. If anything I said, it was just an example to build the point for children to understand, but not to talk things that are not related to what we do. So they sit down with our 4 drums, so it has 3 drums upstairs and the hands scratching. We can't get to knock the drum a little bit. We can't bring out the organ. In today's world, playing music is good. We passed the stage where children don't want to play. Now they want to play more than one instrument. The problem is the attitude. If you're not careful, in temple, the person who cooking, it is here. This one could put salt, that one can't put salt. Them men know what they're doing. God. You just see it in the Parsad, man. But when you train, my point is, train properly. Train your attitude. You master something, and that apply to home, that apply to job, so that when you do your prayers, the output of your prayer is more effective. When you hear people say, I do the prayers, but I do the prayers to show people, careful, that is not what we're doing. When it comes to this thing where we keep saying, hear the part, Vindravan Bihari Lala Ki Jai. Who, where we just be saying, Bihari Lal mean the son, Lal mean the son of Bihari. Every time the prayers going, we don't say Nanda Lal Ki Jai, Nand was the father, Vasudev Lal, Vasudev was the father. Who is this Bihari? So the answer to that question, in the city of Vrindavan, there was this poet that writes a lot of bhajans that we sing till today. And he became so devoted when he would sit for prayer that he would sing and cry and call Krishna, call Radha, until they started to come like 2 crawling babies by his foot when his dusk dark hour prayer was being done. So every day he would call them and they would come, and then when they come now, he bathing them, he feeding them, preparing until he would send them off by the time his prayer was finished. Every day for years, he's seen them growing from crawling to walking to running. And every day Radha come and she would tell him, sing for me. What song you write for? So every day he gets up and he has to pen a song because these children coming in the evening. One day, the goddess reached the age now, she body starting to mature. So Bihari put his hand together and he said, Mother, from today I'll bathe you. Because your body developing, I don't feel it appropriate. Radha get vexed and she turn off on him and disappear. The next day, nobody had come. After years, I seen these children coming and singing for them. Day passed, next day passed, nobody had come in. And he crying, grieving. And he goes and he tell Krishnamurti, please, don't do this. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to turn your back. I'm sorry. And Krishna appeared to him and say, Bihari, you hurt the mother because she wanted you to, she chose you. She didn't tell you nothing. He says, I didn't mean it like that. I want to take you all. It's just she becoming a lady and I don't want to overstep a boundary. He said, we will come, but we won't come in that way anymore. Till today, in that little kutia, in the middle of Vrindavan, they build up around it, but his murti of Krishna is still standing. And you see this form where you see Krishna stand up and Radha Kokri on top of him. That is where that form come from. And every day he would go and sing for them. Because as I was telling Ole yesterday, when Krishna takes avatar on earth, Radha is not his wife. Radha is not there. It's when they go back to heaven, they reunite. That is where the katha come, why we just bloody song. Till today, people respect the person or the persona because of his devotion. The idea that the devotee is so powerful is echoed in Ramayana and Krishna Katha. That if you think I am powerful, if you think I, the God, is powerful, he says the person who has the power is the person who called me. He said I am like a servant. When that person have good behavior, when the person has genuine prayer, and they tell me, come, take away the sickness where I self give you, I have to do that. When the person is genuine and so pure, they become so powerful. He says, Bihari, when you sing for we, you just make we leave wherever we are, and we have to come here. And when you turn we back, you break we. When you throw we away, you break we. And he understood his power that day. Prior to that, me and you go say, well, who is we? Thy God. And we is just so and so and so. But the devotee who does prayer correct and lives correct, does it in the right way. The person does, just as we hear about Hiranyaksha tonight, as you hear about Ravan, the person does inherit a certain amount of power. But if you use it correctly, you could move upward in life. If you use it incorrectly, the same prayer, the same power, the same goodness could bring damnation to you or your family. Vrindavan Bihari Lala Ki Jai. For those of you looking on in different parts, I hope I answered your question. And I hope if I offended anybody between this discourse and last discourse, where I was talking about how people pray for when they have children, I want you to understand why I read it. There's a prayer for those of you that missed it called Garba Sanskar. Viva Sanskar is the wedding, Anteshti Sanskar is the funeral. Garba Sanskar is when the husband and the wife make up their mind to go and have children, but they in Hinduism want to have the right type of child. Everybody says, I want my child make me proud. I want my child be healthy, genetically, internally, externally, happy, successful. And the sanskar to do it. Imagine the man and the woman do the Bedi Puja in the morning, and in the bedroom or wherever privately, the husband with the wife, he puts his hand by her opening, and he says, dear God, take seat in this womb. Occupy this place. I'm going to plant a seed here. The plant, I use the word plant that come from here, let it be of the right nature. Let it have all the organs full. I don't want a heart that have a hole. I don't want a child that mindset is different and causes corruption or lets us down. In the example of a child that goes into criminality or something like how a Jamil lets down his father. There are many examples of that. It is not from a perspective of rude, but understand that in your dharma it have so much. But if somebody don't teach you, you're going to be in trouble. For every pregnant lady here who went through the time when the nodule, when the milk running and it get blocked and you're in pain. Hinduism takes the bale tree picker to jari from the bone here on the collarbone come down to the nipple. Using Devi mantra. Remember, Lakshmi Mata is what went to make the bale tree. So the person pulls on the line where the milk coming from. A man can't do that. If someone, the reason why I'm saying this, if somebody say only the pundit could jari, consider that. How the man could do that? The lady is the person, maybe a mature person, maybe somebody who reached to the age, them are watching nobody, they not have why I could not have a baby kind of thought. Mature and a motherly way, prays with the girl so that the milk could start to flow, no more pain. If you do not know your dharma, just like how Kali Yuga, when last you see somebody jari jondas? Who could jari jondas here? Who could jari for snake bite, dog bite? Those things are in our books too. When people have different problem with the womb and they stand up in the middle and the bamboo, one, I don't know if children gonna go this. Two people holding that side, two people holding this side, two-handed. And they say 3 mantras and the bamboo just snap in the middle. Take away the pain of the person. If slowly, and this is just a picking on one topic, you're sick, you need help. But it had nobody to help me, Baba. Kali Yuga. It is as if the art of prayer is dying out. And if we're not careful, the day you're in trouble, it got nobody to help you. More and more you're seeing it. If people have eye problem, what they used to do with the mother milk? And they used to put it in the eye. For every girl here, Auntie, Mommy send me for a little bit of your milk, you could give me some. If you don't know about that, will you be able to just magically figure it out? Okay, put it in the eye. Nobody teach you that your mother, and that is why in Gita chapter 1, it says, Kali Yuga is defined when the ladies of the home or society stop teaching. If your mother don't teach you certain things, young girl, when your womb drop, this is how you fix it. Man can't teach you that. If the mother don't teach a child, who going to teach you that? And this is why sometimes some of the things that we happening and we seeing in we culture, in we temple, in we family, it really is as if we living by VAPs. There's no way I could help myself. There's nothing I could do. So at least home here, when all they see me training and training and training, it's not because we are help. Most of the adults I telling them don't do, let the children do. Just like the musician them, for example. It have things you could do. But don't say don't teach women. Somebody asked me, you can't teach women jarring. No, it have things that only women could do. It have that. If you don't teach a lady how to jarry when the hair get najar, falling or headache, who going to do that? Just consider that everybody have a daughter. Everybody has problems. How do we fix the problem? When we let bias, gender bias, prejudice, those type of problems come in, the things we are seeing in our dharma, who know. You think you go in by Pandit Sharma 3 o'clock in the morning, I come to get a jari. First thing Pandit Sharma will tell you, I don't jari for Jandas. You have your problem, you go stay with your problem. Think what I say, and I guilty I too, I know the press. But if you start opening that gate, you're going to have a next problem. So if everybody could help themselves and jar it yourself, we have a problem. I prefer go that way. If you want to learn it the right way and help yourself. It is not something that only pundits have to learn. Everybody have to pray. Vindravan Bihadilalaki Jai. Let's stand now as we bring the curtain down on this session. We are going to take a picture. Sajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam deepam grahana devesham trailokya timirapaham. जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला, नव ज्योति जगाने वाला, हरि ज्ञान यही जग की मंगल की आरती। जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत श्रापों को मिटाने, हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला है, सुख करनी है दुख हरनी, है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी, ये मधुसूदन की आरती। जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है क्या, ये मधुर बोल जग पंड खोल सन मार्ग दिखाने, बिगड़ी को भना श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही, श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही, प्रभु की महिमा के आरती। जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती, पापियों को। गोविंद बोलो हरि, गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल, गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल, गोविंद बोलो, गोविंद बोलो गोपाल बोलो, राधा रमन हरि, राधा रमन हरि, राधा रमन हरि। Together everybody. Dear Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for another session of your blessed Katha. Help me home, help me in my family, help me in my job, dear God. Help me with me. If there is a person having difficulty with their children, if there is a person fighting to get their children to go on the right path, if there is a person fighting with their health, Prabhu, we look to you, we look for your support, we look for your help. Please bless our home, bless our family from seen and unseen danger. Tvameva Mata, Tvameva Bandhu Chasika, Tvameva Vidya, Tvameva Sarvam, Tvameva Sarvam. Om Shanti, Shanti Hari Om. Prem Sabalo Mahapati Mahadeva ki, Pavana Putra Hanumana ki, Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai, Satya Sanatan Dharma ki Jai, Jai Jai Sitaram. Sitaram everybody.